Hey everybody, hope you're having a fantastic Tuesday. You know, I hear a lot, it's too expensive to eat healthy, to get lean. It's not too expensive. It depends on what you're doing. You know, are you having to buy all these meals that they sell, these vacuum sealed meals that don't really taste that good? And even those vacuum sealed meals that you order and get in house, I mean, can you stick to those forever? Are they just good one or two times and then they get old and bland? You know, that's expensive. I am so happy that we found a way to lose over 100 pounds and come off all prescription medications that's practical, sustainable, and fun. Been doing it for years. Wife and I are both keeping our weight off and living in a budget-friendly way. And I want to talk to you about dinner tonight, right? I don't have any great recipe to share with you this time. You know, we have thousands of those in our website. But tonight, we just gonna have a sandwich. I just finished my working out. Wife is upstairs working. You know, what are we gonna do for dinner? Just make a sandwich. But the way I used to eat a sandwich really caused me a problem. I mean, I'd have white bread. Let's give you an example of tonight. Basically gonna have a ham and cheese sandwich. That doesn't sound too sexy, right? But here's the thing. If you make your ham and cheese sandwich the right way, it may not be sexy to eat that way, but it'll make you sexy. I know. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But for me, coming from over 300 pounds, coming off all those prescription medications, I have a lot more self-confidence and self-esteem today because I learned how to combine foods properly. My old days, big Travis, 300-pound Travis, I had sandwiches, white bread. The whiter the bread, the quicker you're dead. I didn't understand that white bread was elevating my blood sugar. I mean, most people know that today, but I didn't even think that way because it had zero fat in it. White bread doesn't have sugar in it, but it's a starch. And that starch elevates your blood sugar way up there. And then guess what's coming? Honk, honk, the fat bus is coming. The pancreas has to release the fat bus, insulin, and it accelerates your appetite. That's why I say the whiter the bread, the quicker you're dead. You store fat that you ingest. For up to 2 days after that event, you're storing fat remarkably efficiently. From all the fat you eat is so easily stored because of the white bread that you had yesterday. So this white bread is elevating the blood sugar. Pancreas releases the fat storage hormone, fat storage appetite accelerant, and you stop your efficient fat burning mode because of some white bread. So that white bread I might have, for example, like tonight, I'm having ham. So I would put the ham and then the full fat cheese. So you got a pretty lean ham with the white bread, but you got the full fat cheese and then your condiments. You've got that all together and you're eating light. It isn't that many calories. It's not all a calorie thing, by the way. It wasn't that many calories, but I didn't understand what it was doing to me internally with that fat bus, that fat storage hormone, and then it picking up all the fat that I would ingest, like the fat from the cheese, and then storing it in my fat cells. So I didn't stop eating sandwiches. I didn't stop eating bread, but I found all kinds of grocery store products. So I didn't need those vacuum sealed meals anymore. I didn't need those prepackaged meals anymore. Unless I wanted them, I didn't need them anymore. Because now I have formulas that allow me to pick out the right bread at Winn-Dixie, at Publix, at Kroger, at Super Walmart, wherever. So it became very practical for me. So I'd go in there and I would use our food formulas and I would find many breads that worked within our food formulas and helped me control insulin. So how does the bread or tortilla control insulin? Well, it's fortified with protein and fiber. Let me give you an example. So tonight, budget friendly, Sasha was cooking dinner, we'd have a great Cibola approved recipe. When I'm cooking dinner, it's a sandwich and some chips, but a different kind of sandwich and chips. So here, instead of having regular bread tonight, hey there, Ashley. I'm having La Banderita. It's not a Mission. Missions work. This one's called a La Banderita carb counter. Now, be careful with that, because it's not about the marketing on the package. I was unconcerned with it saying carb counter. I eat carbs. I just know how to match the right other foods with it so that I can control insulin. I'm not paying attention to what it says on the label. They lie to us on the label. You know, if there's a little bit of an ingredient that's popular for weight loss, you know, they can say this is made with such and this, but it may be not. I mean, it may be nothing in there hardly, but they're lying to us on the label. What I'm concerned with is this nutrition profile. Now check this out. This is only a 35 calorie tortilla, and it's delicious. In the old days, again, I would eat a regular tortilla, those mass merchandise one at the grocery store, and spike my blood sugar without knowing that was what was going on. I got, I got the fat bus. Fat bus is as fat bus does. Fat storage mode. I thought I was doing good. I thought I was eating budget friendly. Eating a sandwich, and I'm doing good. I'm controlling my calories, not understanding what that was doing to my internal chemistry. But here, using the Shibboleth food formulas, I've got a bread, 1 gram of fat. I mean, who cares about that? It's negligible amounts of fat. It's got 8 grams of carbs, 8 grams of carbohydrate. But there are 7 grams of insoluble fiber. There's 2 kinds of fiber. There's soluble and insoluble. Did I say that right? Yeah. 7 grams of insoluble fiber. That's the best type because that's what pushes. Sorry, I can't say that on Facebook, can I? That's what pushes the poop. If the waste isn't coming out, the weight's not going to come off. But not only does it push the poop and keep us regular, that insoluble fiber is going to shut down the fat bus. Okay? So then I've got a little bit of protein in there. So, you know, we categorize stuff at Shibboleth, but the point here is I found a tortilla that's going to work great. It's going to help me control insulin, but it still tastes like a regular tortilla. Everything we do on Planet Shibboleth is like that. It's just a pivot. Some folks think it's going to take a radical shift to drop 100 pounds like I did, 44 pounds in 6 weeks and come off prescriptions. It don't. Ask tens of thousands of other Shibboleth members. We're just learning the pivot. We ought to make a dance out of that, Shibboleth friends. Just a pivot. I just did a little pivot and found all these foods to replace the old foods I was eating to help develop the right kind of body chemistry for me to lose the kind of fat that I've lost and come off prescriptions. But it gets better, okay? So I don't like this, you know, I got to spruce my bread up. So one of the things I do, I get this really I'm going to make Sasha and I the best ham and cheese sandwich tonight that's going to help us burn fat. You know, that takes an ordinary sandwich and turns it into something sexy, all right, because we're losing that booty. So I've got my little tortilla. Now, I don't know how well you're going to be seeing this because I'm doing it by myself. Hold on here. I'm going to tilt this down. It's a little crooked. My stand isn't cooperating. But over here in my little skillet, okay, I've got some MCT oil. We just put our MCT oil in this little container here, and I put about a tablespoon of oil per sandwich, putting about a tablespoon of oil in my skillet. Now, there is an art to cooking with MCT oil. It is a medium chain triglyceride, and it dissipates its heat so fast that the body has almost no propensity to store it as fat. It's different than say an olive oil or regular butter that's a long chain triglyceride already in the form of fat, easily stored as fat. MCT oil is going to give you energy. It's going to basically cancel itself out because it burns so fast. Still tastes like a fat. See the pivot? All I'm doing is pivoting. You know, instead of this, I'm swapping it for this. I can have my ham and cheese sandwich and gain weight, or I can have my ham and cheese sandwich and lose body fat. Which do I want? It's going to taste the same either way, or better really. So I've got my tortilla, and there's an art to cooking in MCT oil. I want this to get really crisp, so I'm just kind of rubbing before I ever heat that oil up because it just like it operates in your body, it has a low smoke point. So the minute that a high temperature touches that oil, man, it's gone. It smokes up, it's gone. Because its integrity cannot be violated, right? Like an olive oil, for example, that should never come in contact with high temperatures. So I'm just going to rub both sides of it. Ooh, can you hear it? Can you hear my tortilla go? That feels good. That feels good, Daddy. So I got it ready. Now watch. I'm just going to put this a little above medium heat. I could even, the way I did it, I can even go even though they say not to cook MCT oil in high heat, I can go a little above that. It's not that it's harmful to you if it's if it's cooked on high heat. It's that it's low smoke points. It's gone. It's gone like Casper the Friendly Ghost. So what I'm doing here is I put it, just to heat it up a little quicker, put it on a higher temperature because I'm going to watch it carefully, right? And my tortilla is going to get nice and crisp. I'm going to pay attention to that. Then, hey, I've got some delicious boar's head ham. I'm going to take about 2 ounces of the ham. It's not much. I'm going to take about 2 ounces of ham, delicious lean ham from Boar's Head, and I'm going to put that in my wrap. Bear with me. And then I'm going to apply our condiment rule. Okay, I'm going to melt some cheese. One of the sandwiches for tonight, I'm going to make with Swiss. Now, this is 40 calories, so that falls under the condiment rule. And I'm going to use a little Shibboleth approved mayonnaise that I found at my local grocery store to give it some more flavor. I'm going to make Szechuan with Sargento Ultra Thin. As you can see, it's 45 calories. So it meets our Shibboleth condiment rule. On Shibboleth, the condiment is anything that we add to a meal that we eat to give it more flavor and taste. And we follow our condiment rule. It's not that the condiment has all this nutritive value, but I want to make my sandwich more enjoyable with some real cheese. Now, if I wanted to use a lot of cheese, I could use fat-free cheese. A lot of people are against that because that seems to be less than minimally processed or more than minimally processed. So the point here is I would take my fat-free cheese that has almost nothing bad in it like they tell you it does, and I could use more of that, and it melts really good. And MCT oil, oh, thank you. I better check it. I'm going to flip it. It's still doing good. MCT, where was I before you saved my butt? Who knows? But anyway, you get the point. I'm just making the swaps. That's it. Now, a sandwich, tonight, if I just ate a sandwich and I was trying to lose weight, that would be plenty. But I'm in maintenance. I'm going to enjoy it a little more. I'm not so interested in losing more weight. I'm pretty lean now. So I'm going to add me some approved chips. I mean, what's a sandwich without chips? Oh, it's getting nice and crisp now. Perfect. It's getting nice and crisp. I'm going to take this off now because it's nice and crisp and plumped up. I like when it bubbles up and it gets real crisp. But I'm going to add a pickle to my sandwich. I'm going to put all this on a portion plate. So I've got my wrap, my ham and cheese wrap with a little Shibboleth approved mayo that's like eating exercise on a plate. That old sandwich I was eating, I didn't get any blood flow to the digestive system. That stuff was so processed. Again, I'll say it again. The whiter the bread, the quicker you're dead. By the way, how many of you want to look good naked? N-E-double-K-E-D, raise your hand. If you'll lie about that, you'll lie about anything. You know, that's really why I started losing weight anyway. You could say whatever you want to say. Travis, you should have done it for the right reasons. You should have done it because you wanted to come off all those prescriptions. I came off of them, but I had to have a goal. And I just wanted to feel better about myself. And without giving up all my favorite stuff or affordable stuff even. Keep in mind, I used to would have had some Doritos or some Cheetos with that. We've got our version of Shibboleth approved Doritos. We've got our version of Shibboleth approved Cheetos. But tonight, I don't know which one I want. I've got my Cheez-It replacements. I might have some Cheez-Its tonight. Or you've got the Quest chips to replace your chips. And there's like more than 60 different approved chips out there for Shibboleth that helps control insulin and helps us lose body fat. So why do these make a difference? Why? I can't lick the cheese dust off a Dorito or I'm storing fat, y'all. You know, after the lick goes the crunch, after the crunch goes the bag. So what's the difference? The calories are about the same. In fact, the calories in a Quest chip per serving are more than what's in a Dorito. So what's the difference? Here's a big difference. those Doritos, bad fats, bad plant fats, coupled with starch. You got fat storage. That's why I used to, if I had on a pair of shorts, it had all those little fat dimples in my leg, they look like Doritos. You are what you eat. But anyway, not trying to offend you. I'm just talking about my own self. I mean, my thighs look like Swiss cheese. They don't anymore. So, look, I've got Quest chips, and it's 140 calories, but you've got 6 grams of fat. Got to be careful with that, because if that fat is paired with a lot of carbs, it's not a good thing. There's 5 grams of carbs. That's low. But there's 18 grams of protein. That protein and fiber is going to shut down the fat bus. Oh, yeah, and I can have Shibboleth-approved mayo. In fact, I've got some. If I can grab it quick, I'll show you what I'm going to use tonight. So I've got my approved chips that I'm going to have with my ham and cheese wrap and a pickle. Now, watch what else. I'm going to use tonight, I'm going to use a little bit of Duke's Light Mayo, but I got to be real sparing with it. I got to really control my condiment, because there's 50 calories in a serving of this, and a serving is 1 tablespoon. So I'm going to use about a teaspoon. A teaspoon goes a long way, give it a little flavor. So think about what I've just done. Again, I know I go on rants, and maybe I'm biased. But I tried everything to lose weight. I paid out untold amounts of money. I'd be ashamed to go back and calculate how much money I spent on trying to lose weight with unsustainable things. Look, if it takes more than your local grocery store, then you're not going to be able to make it a lifestyle unless you're amongst the rich and famous. You're just not going to be able to do it. But at your local grocery store, there's a swap for everything. There's a swap for your mac and cheese. I mean, in my pantry, I'm just going to grab some stuff and show you how I've swapped out everything for amazing fat loss. See, it's not such a radical approach like people think. If I want some oatmeal, I just need to know what to pair with the oatmeal to control the fat bus, which we teach in class. I bet you probably have had this in your pantry before. It's nothing crazy. This is Shibboleth-approved oatmeal. If I want a hamburger or an egg and cheese breakfast biscuit or something in the morning, I've got my Thomas Light muffin that helps control the fat bus. If I'm craving some Oreos, I've got my Lenny and Larry version of an Oreo. And yes, I can dip it in approved milk that I find at the grocery store. I've got my peanut butter that's delicious. I've got an oatmeal that helps me lose weight faster if I want to go that route. And I can go on and on. I can show you, if it were possible, I could come to your house, look in your fridge, look in your pantry, take all that stuff out and replace probably 99% of what you have. Replace it with foods found at your local grocery store or easily found on Amazon. I could do that, and if you would it would taste the same, but you would lose fat so fast. I mean, you would amaze everybody around you. It sounds too good to be true. It should be too good to be true because of all the money we've all spent on trying to lose weight. Here we are, a little underground program impacting tens of thousands of lives in the name of Jesus, just by making some pivots, just by swapping out some things. And if I could come to your house and replace all that stuff for you, I'd do it. But it's not physically possible. So what's the next best thing? The next best thing is coming to class. You can do it. You can sit and watch the classes in your underoos. It's so easy to do if you have a willing and wanting heart. I am currently hosting classes, teaching this stuff in detail Monday through Friday at 10:30 a.m. And we're about to add an additional class at night to catch the people who need more, who it'd be more convenient for them to take the classes at night. All you're lacking is belief in me, belief in yourself, belief in God, and a little want to. And 6 months from now, you can have an entirely different and new life where you're proud of yourself by making sandwiches. It doesn't matter your budget. If you're eating something, I've got a solution for you. All right, let me see what these questions. What kind was them muffins? Okay, so this is just one of many bread products that's approved for weight loss on our program. This was a Thomas Light muffin. Thomas Light multigrain. Now, why would this work when other muffins wouldn't? Low fat. It does have 26 grams of carbohydrate, but it's got 8 grams of fiber and 4 grams of protein. This neutralizes the insulin load so that I can have this bread. And instead of eating a bread and your body's seeing it as bread, when you eat our approved breads, your body sees something breaking down that needs to be broken down more like a green bean than it does a bread. This is amazing stuff. But we got to get more people to join in with us so that your life can be changed and saved. And you don't have to spend all that money anymore on these programs that aren't sustainable long term. They're not. If a program excludes a single macronutrient, carbs or fat or protein, if it excludes an entire food group and everything you need doesn't come from your local grocery store, you're not going to be able to maintain those results even if you get the results in the first place. So come go with us. Sign up for our free classes. We have restructured and we are excited about sending out short content each and every day to our members so that you can get it in bite-sized doses and learn through osmosis. Just little short educational videos. And we've got the long form for those who prefer to get it all, to digest more at one time. We do the 1 hour sessions Monday through Friday. We also have the pre-recorded videos that you can do at your own leisure. And I think most importantly, we offer the best support in the entire industry. We understand that for individuals to modify their long-standing behaviors that have got them in that predicament, that it's going to take some hand-holding, it's going to take some love and nurturing and support. So if you got a willing and wanting heart, come go with us. Hey, Desiree. All right, what kind of muffins? We answered. I'm right there with you. I've spent time and money on all kinds of weight loss. Tina's saying, this week after following Cibola since August, I have reached a normal BMI for the first time in over 20 years. Congratulations. You know that thing about BMI? Some people say BMI is not important. It's the best metric to determine your longevity. And you've improved your BMI. Great job. Fantastic. All right, y'all. I hope I answered everybody. I look forward to seeing some of y'all in class tomorrow. If you want to be notified before class, here's how I do it. I send out a text right before class. About 5 minutes before class, I send a text. If you're available, come to class. Register so that if you're not available to come to class, I can send you the video, okay? So www.travis.live, www.travis.live, L-I-V-E, not .com, travis.live. You can sign up and I'll send you a text. You don't like what I send, you can cancel at any time. We're not looking to spam people. We're a ministry, first and foremost, interested in changing lives like my wife and I's life has been changed. All right. Y'all have a good night. I'm going to eat my sandwich. God bless.